Have you noticed that in Mr. Pigeon 72, Adrien and Marinette are under the umbrella together, while in Origins Part 2, only Marinette is under this said umbrella? Does this have a deeper significance than we even realized? skdesu.com explains a term called ayagasa. It is a Japanese word that literally means sharing the umbrella, but its meaning is much deeper and more romantic than some realize. It is very romantic to see a couple or person with a romantic interest sharing the umbrella in Japan. The archaic meaning of ai, it also gives the idea of being on an equal footing with the other person, becoming a signal for the couple to be together. There are thousands of anime and dramas that depict ayagasa, and you probably have seen it somewhere. So what if this can be translated into the scene in Mr. Pigeon 72? We know that this scene shows growth in Marinette as a person, but what if it also shows growth for Adrienette as a ship in general? That this sharing of the umbrella is, quote, a signal for the couple to be together. If this scene is inspired by Japanese culture, what if Adrienette will happen sooner than we realize? And you know how everyone thinks the love square is flipping in reverse because of this umbrella scene? There are a lot of us who think this could result in Marichat. And what if the love square is flipping, but not in the way we realize? Maybe Adrien will start to like Marinette, and Adrienette will soon sail. Hear me out, I love Marichat too. But I think season 4 is actually setting things up more towards Adrienette than our beloved Marichat. We know that season 4 has confirmed that Marinette is in love with Adrien. It was revealed multiple times that Marinette's biggest secret, according to her friends who don't know she's Ladybug, is that she's in love with Adrien. And we saw in Crocodile, I would say, the ending of Lukanette as the two agreed to just be friends. But we actually have not seen any confirmation that Marinette is in love with Cat Noir. Yes, we can analyze her actions, but to us viewers, all they have done is reiterate that Marinette loves Adrien, and that appears to be the way the season is going. And we know Cat Noir is still in love with Ladybug, but again, the way the season is going, he's having doubts. Adrien is having doubts with Ladybug. We saw Sentibubbler, he gets angry. Rocketeer, he actually has a lot of doubt, and then this doubt is reiterated in Wishmaker. Cat Noir's relationship with Ladybug is becoming weaker, not stronger. I hate to say that, but it's true. Then we have the Lukanette and Adrigami breakups at the season start. I think setting in place that Lukanette and Adrigami will not be endgame. I don't know how they're gonna repair this because Luke and Marinette agreed to be friends and Kagami just like moved on from Adrien. We see in the episode Mr. Pigeon 72 that Marinette gains confidence and makes progress in her character development, therefore strengthening Adrienette as a ship. And in contrast, Ladynoir is sadly becoming weaker. I don't want to completely rule out Marichat, but besides the scene in Sentibubbler where Marinette convinces Cat Noir to not fight, there has been no progression or hint that the ship will happen. But on the other hand, I would argue Adrienette is the ship that has had the most progression this season and may just continue to grow. First of all, back in season 3, we saw in the episode Stormy Weather 2, Adrien concludes that one of the reasons Marinette does not like him is because of Luca. But now, I would say Luca is out of the picture, and Marinette's confidence is growing. Two of the things that were holding Adrienette back. With these two obstacles being out of the way, I think we can start to see some growth. And as I mentioned, Marinette is growing in confidence, and I think it's safe to assume that Adrien likes that as a personality trait, because we saw that's how he fell in love with Ladybug after she was courageous and I believe showed her real self. And I also believe that's a trait he liked in Kagami, because we know she's a very bold character. So Marinette is finding, as shown in Mr. Pigeon 72, I would argue her real self, a side of herself where she doesn't stutter and look completely crazy? What if once Adrien sees this real side of Marinette, then he will fall in love with her? And we know she's showing it more and more, because we know in Oblivio, Adrien fell in love with Marinette as he saw her real side, confident and analytical, not stumbling over her words. Also, we saw in the episode Lies, the creators made sure to show the Lucky Charm multiple times. Adrien even panics when he finds out he has lost it. Isn't it perfectly ironic that this breakup and the Lucky Charm are being shown in the episode Lies? I think this could represent that Adrien saying of she's just a friend is a lie. He carries this Lucky Charm with him everywhere. Maybe this is saying that his feelings for Kagami were never 100% true, but a lie, because we know in Bafana that the object isn't necessarily important, but who's giving it to you. And we saw the importance once again of the Lucky Charm in this episode, which may show the progression of Adrienette in this season. Not to mention, Kagami originally thought that Adrien liked Marinette, because in Repost, we saw her say, You must like her a lot, huh? And in Frozer, she asked Adrien why he invited Marinette to ice skating. She must have felt some competition, like she needed to win over Adrien. And at the end of Frozer, she looked over to Marinette when Adrien said he's not changing his target, which I believe that is Kagami thinking Adrien's target was a Marinette, almost as if she senses his crush on Marinette. Now, in Lies, she sees this lucky charm and may have these doubts resurface that Adrien has feelings for Marinette. Kagami even admits that Adrien and Marinette are made for each other at the end of Mr. Pigeon 72. We even see Adrien hit his head on the car door, the door he always gets into, like, this ain't a new car, Adrien, why are you struggling? And him hitting his head may foreshadow he will start to be nervous around Marinette or realize feelings for her because Marinette is acting in a different way than normal, and also Adrien. And we see in Crocodile Luca telling Marinette he believes that she will find her inner voice and be able to confess to Adrien. And at the end of Wishmaker, the end card shows her standing proud and there are music notes around her, which may again show her growth and show she will confess to Adrien. And now that Lukanette and Adrigami are, I would argue, done, I don't think they're coming back, the show may just progress to Adrienette becoming a reality, because these obstacles are in the past and out of the way, and the way the season is set up, like I said, Marinette is still in love with Adrien, and Cat Noir is having doubts with Ladybug. I think the ship most likely to happen right now would be Adrienette. But let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think I'm crazy? What do you think? Also, go check out my podcast. I really like the podcast. I hope you guys like it too, talking about all things Miraculous. Link in the description, and lazy out.